Hi everyone, it's week number 116 and welcome to another section of our school in Seremban. So you're getting a little bit of a guided tour as we go through these episodes, so as you see where we train in Seremban. And if you're interested in coming to train with us here in Malaysia, this is one of our venues. Now, we've finally reached the point where we can discuss the fifth and final of the basic ways to attack in Chi Sau, and this time it's using the Seung Gaan Sau, some people refer to as the double Gaan Sau action. Gaan Sau action is misnamed in one sense because, of course, the top hand is in fact Jam Sau. It's the Jam Sau from Chum Kill form. Only the bottom hand is Gaan Sau, as in Sin Tao form. But when we put it together to do the double action, it's always been referred to traditionally as Seung Gaan. So that translates into English usually as double Gaan Sau. But just remember, it's not just a Gaan Sau. There's two hands involved and they're both a little different to each other. It's a very common technique within the dummy form. So if you know the dummy or you've seen people play the dummy, you would have seen the Gaan Sau action. It's considered one of our best hands for recovery when we make a mistake and we're on the wrong side and we need to change sides. It's also a good hand when you want to move in on someone who's not giving you much. They're just prancing around and just poking around, and you want to commit, but you don't want to go straight in. Gaan Sau, which we've discussed some episodes ago, is a good way to move in. So I'll invite Gaan Sau in and show us, everybody, how it fits into Chi Sau. So I'm going to be using this hand to do the Gaan Sau, and then we'll switch it over so you can see the other side. The rolling, of course, hasn't changed. The rolling is always the same. But if you've got someone who's fairly loose in their Chi Sau, this is a hand that you can consider using. It's not a hand you should use against someone who has very good and very forceful forward pressure, because it might backfire. But if you've got someone who's a little bit loose in their Chi Sau, a little sloppy, then the Gaan Sau hand can get you around to the other side very quickly. Now that might have been a bit quick for the camera to see it clearly, so we'll slow it down. What happens is, again, like the Chum Kill Fuk Sau that we talked about in the last two episodes, I set him up a little bit, because if I just go straight from here to here, he might be able to take that off me if he's sensitive and got good forward pressure. So what should happen is you should be rolling for at least a little while, sitting into your stance, loading up your elbow energy, locking your core in place, and you just start putting a bit of extra pressure so that then you've already got him slightly going in the wrong direction. Because I'm pushing at the top, he's going to respond to that by pushing back, and before you know it, you've set him up. So the top hand is able to strike immediately in the same way that in the dummy form, we come back with that hand. In the dummy, it's because we've made a mistake and we're coming back. We're here, we haven't made a mistake, but it's a good place to practice for that situation with pressure, because the dummy can't give you pressure. Your training partner can. So again, after rolling for a while, you set him up with a bit of extra pressure, not giving anything away by just making it over obvious. He's going to know something's happening. But you just load both elbows up a little bit more, and then in you go. The Gaan Sau follows that hand and takes it away. The other hand can strike. If he tries to come through at the top, you've already got that covered immediately, and you can take his balance. Now, if we do it from the other side, so you can see it, no, you can stay there, we'll just change hands. So you can catch it from the opposite view. I'm going to be covering on this side and striking with my right hand. As per all the actions, we can start by doing it stationary. So initially, I'm going to learn how to do it without moving. But you can see my body already wants to kind of move with me. So obviously the next thing I'm going to do is add more hip and actually put my foot forward. So I'm creating that triangle again. Now I've got more power. Just remember what I said. You don't use this against someone who's got extremely good, strong forward power. It probably wouldn't work very well. But against someone who's a bit sloppy, an interesting way to consider. Not the favorite entry technique, but a good one to practice just in case. More next week.